You will have everything when you understand this. Ever wondered why some people seem to achieve their goal easily while others quite struggling? By the end of this video, you will grasp how to reach your goals much faster and easier without wasting years of your life. My insights come from years of experience in the business world and from the many bumps and challenges I faced along the way. Now I am about to share some game-changing secrets that are crucial to know if you want to achieve any goal. If you aren't with this knowledge, I guarantee you will spend significantly less effort and reach your goals much quicker. Alright, so here is how it goes. A lot of us have goals, right? Once you've got them set, some of us make plans how to achieve, but then there are those who don't do anything at all, and guess what? They don't really get anywhere. Today we're focusing on those who give it a shot and not succeeded. And hey, if you're having trouble getting started, drop a comment. I can make a whole new video to help you kick off. So let's talk about actions. I've seen countless individuals reach their goals without even fully understand how they did it. But I never seen someone who knew the process but didn't act and still succeeded. The takeaway: actions in the cornerstone of any achievement. Although it's necessary but not sufficient. We often operate under the belief that if you want something, just do it. But remember, you're not living in a vacuum. You're in a dynamic world that's constantly changing, surrounded by others with their own goals and desires. So solid action strategy is not enough. Here's the thought I've been mulling over, is the idea of three forces in this constantly changing world. You might think that you're just sitting on the couch and not creating any effect. By just sitting there, you're putting pressure on the couch, you're taking up space, and you might even take someone angry by just this fact. Remember your mom? Even when you do nothing, you're still having an effect on what's around you. So as you're figuring out your way through this complicated world, keep your action in the line with what you're aiming for and think about effects they have. Three forces that shape what impact you make. Whenever you do something or even just exist, there are three kinds of forces that come into play. Let's go through them. So number one is a counteraction force. It's like when you're trying to push forward and something pushes back. Newton's third law says every action has an equal opposite reaction. It's just how it is. Everything you try to do is going to meet some pushback. Number two, co-action force. This is once on your side. Say you're planning to go out to movie theater. Your partners would rather to stay at home and have dinner. That's the counteraction force. But then your kids might be super excited. They're all for the movie plan. That's your co-action force. Number three, interaction force. This is one's kind in the middle, not just really picking sides. Think of your parents maybe just watching and smiling as the rest of you argue about where to go. They're not saying yes or no, they're just there. Chasing your goals means you've got to deal with these three forces: the pushback, the support, and those in the middle. And guess what? There's always going to be some resistance and some help. The real trick is getting those who are in the middle to lean your way. This is the first insight of this video. Let's talk about the myth of easy money. It's not real because the effort to get that money is always there. Sometimes it's just the other things that are doing the hard work for you. I'm really keen to hear your thoughts and stories. Drop them in the comments. It's great when we can share and learn from each other. What I really want you to take away from this video is understanding of these forces. You've got to be aware and think deeply to get it, putting intention and action to work. So how do you act to hit your targets the right way? First up, you've got to be clear about why you're doing what you're doing. Here's the thing. People set goals and not even think about reasons behind them. Your intention is like your promise to the world about what you really want to do. There is a goal you say out loud, and there is one you actually after. Intention is all about that real inside goal. Why does it matter so much? When you're after something, your head and your gut have to be in sync. If they're not, you're pretty much setting yourself into fail. Why? Because your inside isn't on the board, it's going to fight against you. Just like those forces I talked about before, they are not just outside, they are inside you too. It's the second inside. So when you're going to something, make sure it's what you really want, deep down. Let me tell you a quick story from my life. I run a website for learning stuff. When I saw our numbers weren't good enough, I had a chat with our leader. I said, we need to remember our why. We just lost it. Our main thing is to teach and sure make some cash of it. But we got too caught up by the money part, and teaching, it took a backseat. This switch is huge. There is a massive gap between teaching because you want to earn from it and just making bucks from teaching. What you're truly in shines through. If you're about teaching and making some money amount that way, it shows you're really into it for knowledge sharing. Getting the real scope on intention, action, and what's going on around you. If you're just in for the cash, then you're missing the point, and it's going to show up in how you act. Here's the deal. If you're driven by the wrong reasons, you're not going to see people coming back, staying loyal, or being happy with what you do. So before do anything, write down your real reason to doing. That's your starting point. Then think about what's going on around you. Ask yourself, is it the right time for this? Like if you're fishing, you've got to pick the right time of the day to the fish are biting. The same goes for everything else. It's the right place. Your fish, where's the fisher, right? Are the things lining up for you? For the fishing, it's the weather, the wind, the spot. For life, it's the mood of society, politics, all that matters. After you lined up your intention and figure out the external stuff, make a plan. This plan should take into account why you're doing something, what's happening around you, and what you're going to do. Most importantly, remember, we are not alone. We are part of big, moving, living society. It's our job, isn't just to fight everyone else. So remember, you're not by yourself. There is always going to be some resistance and some help. The real trick is getting those who are in the middle to learn your way. Define what are their intentions and goals and how I can help them. Finally, just don't forget about the stuff happening around you. If you ignore it, you're going to struggle. Once you've got all that sorted, plan your move and jump into action. If you think more people should see this video, give this video a like button and share the love.